If you're like most people, your retirement allocation is probably incorrect, and that's because you're using the wrong denominator. My name is Zachary, and I'm an attorney with the law office of Zachary D. Kamykowski, PLLC, and I help parents with minor children and individuals nearing retirement achieve their life and legacy goals. I've created a calculator which you'll receive when you request the free cheat sheet, How to Secure Your Legacy Without a Will. This is the second of two calculators that you will receive in addition to the cheat sheet. Let's get into the calculator. The point of this calculator is to show you that you are likely using the wrong denominator when you are allocating your retirement portfolio. Most people, when they make an allocation decision for their retirement portfolio, only consider their financial capital, or what they have already saved in retirement. So let's say someone has $150,000 saved in their retirement, and they're aiming for a 60-40 allocation. So they would put $90,000 into equities and $60,000 into bonds. However, let's say we have a 30-year-old and they plan to retire when they are 67. Let's say that they make their current income is, let's say, $150,000. Their human capital is $6.6 million. So, how much are they actually allocating to equities when you consider that financial capital and human capital together make total capital? So my argument is that they should be using total capital as their denominator and not financial capital when making a retirement allocation decision. So let's add the 676,147. So this shows that they're actually only invested 1% of their total capital into equities and 99% of their total capital into bonds. And that's because I want you to think of your human capital as an asset. Now, some people's human capital is more like a bond, and some people it's more correlated with equities. So just as a baseline, we picked a scale of 4, which is between the scale of 1 to 8. And you could think of 8 being someone who's very risk averse. So this would be someone who has whose profession is in finance, which is highly correlated with the market. So they would be closer to an 8. Someone who is, say, a tenured professor, their human capital is more like a bond. So they would be less risk averse in their investments. So down here you can see the recommendation for what percentage of financial capital should be invested in stocks. And it says 1,854%. So in order to achieve about a 40-60 investment in stocks and bonds, they would need an additional $2.7 million invested in stocks. In order to get that, they would need to invest 1,854% of their financial capital into stocks. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do that. The point is that you should be invested 100% in stocks for much longer than you would think. And this is to help you achieve your retirement goals. Now let's say that this person has a job in finance, so that their human capital is highly correlated with markets, with equity markets. So they would be more risk averse. So then this suggested percentage goes down to 927%. So they should be investing 1.3 million, almost 1.4 million of their financial capital in stocks in order to achieve that 40-60 allocation that they were shooting for. And again, if they were a tenured professor, they would be able to accept a higher level of risk because their human capital is more like a bond. It's more certain. So then in this case, their recommendation is that they invest 7,418% of their financial capital in stocks, or $11 million. Now, I'm not suggesting, again, that they go out and borrow $11 million and put it into the stock market, but that's what they would need in order to achieve that 40-60 allocation that they are looking for. So if you have any questions about this calculator or any other videos I've done, I encourage you to reach out to me at txwealthlaw.com. Thank you.